Hey all, Dyanne here from decoeasy. Thank you for stopping by the channel of me and my mother-in-law Jenny. We hope to entertain you today with a new decorations video. Are you ready? Let's go because we start crafting now. Here we go. We start with some new Jenga blocks. We're going to throw them up on the table. For the ones who are new here, normally, yeah, this one has already been used. But normally this this package of 60 pieces costs €3, and we buy them at the Action shop similar to Dollar Tree here. There's always one sneaky block here with text. Don't let this one be inside or in the side of your DIY. Always turn it over like this, because this side, this ink or this print, you can ping what you want, but you're still going to see it. So let's move that over. I still have a little bit more blocks. We're going to build snowmen today. I'm going to make a small and a large one. Therefore, I think I need a couple of pillars of blocks to make the snowman. Okay, what we're going to do is draw 3 circles, large, small, medium, and small, while leaving the blocks. Oh, this one is a little bit not completely straight. Let's move it over. What we're going to do is leave, well, think just one block here in between. We're going to put that together later, like so. So now we have the strength combined with the elegance, I think. I'm going to find myself a mold to prepare drawing a snowman, because I can't do it out of the straight hand, you know. Let's see what I can use. Otherwise, I'll make a printable and draw around with a pencil or a marker. Here I found 3 objects which I have at home. The largest one is this wooden plaque. Then comes the package of, yeah, these also come from Action, these cute leather Scrabble blocks. You can see it's a little bit smaller. I also have a paper cup that got been put on top, and then you see also it's a little bit smaller. But to stack them upon each other, yeah, it's just a little bit of rubbish right now. I had to add 1 block extra because they're going to overlap a little bit, and then, yeah, not this, but a little bit like that and like that. So then you need at least 4 in length. First, I think it's a good idea to glue these strips of blocks, and therefore I'll be using this wood glue here, also from Action. And for the ones who don't know how I glue, I will show you, because I have a very weird way to do so. First, I'm going to put all the blocks upright except for the last one in a row. Just like so. Then I add a small dot of glue. I always use too much, so I gotta be careful, otherwise the drying time is so long. Lots of glue here. Then I'm going to rub the glue parts against each other. You can do that or leave it that way. Now I'm going to try without rubbing, like so. And I'm going to leave this for a couple of minutes to let the glue set in before I assemble everything together. Okay, there we go. Let's assemble them all. Oh yeah, this one was a little weird block that will be used on the outside, so make sure that the line here is even. And then we move over to the next one. This is more than okay, more than enough glue. I always really use too much glue. Like this. And the last one then. Just like that. Good. Now we're going to let this dry. I hope half an hour is enough. And I'm going to make another of these rows because I want to have 2 snowmen except for one. So I'm going to repeat the steps again that I just did with these. Okay, everything is dry. Let me turn them over back again. Let me see, 4 here and 4 here. And we want to lay them down. Well, let's see. Oh yeah, gotta turn it because this side wasn't completely straight. Well, let's say we do it like this. Try to keep them in a straight line. And I'm just assuming that this is the right thing that we want. Now let's open up a new package of the blocks. Because we need some extra. Carefully open up the plastic. There is plastic around it. There we are. And grab a few blocks out of it. And I prefer placing it back into, oops, there went one. Placing it back into the package. Yeah, I was afraid this would happen. Oops. Okay, everything is back in. And we want to, yeah, it is just slightly too wide to fit in with 1, and 2 is also too big. I think we have to start sewing, but that's not what I prefer. Oops. Okay, let's figure out how large we want this thing to be. I'm just moving a little bit here and there, and then I will show you when I'm happy with this. And I also want to carefully move the whole thing aside. Hopefully this will work. Just a small trick. That almost works. Almost. Good. Now, perfect. We can just use 1 block for the whole thing. And I'm going to do this. And then I hopefully am sure. Wait a minute. Let's do it again. We need the other crafting mat as well to get a smooth surface. I'm going to lay down these 2 and try to let them touch the other blocks, so I hopefully know that they're even. Not completely even. I think they are now. And we can just repeat to this side as well with the 3 blocks again. But this is weird because these aren't glued straight. Maybe 1 block was bigger than the rest. Should that be possible? Because this line is straight, but this one isn't. That is pretty weird, right? Okay, enough talking. Let's start gluing. I'm going to make dots of the glue. Just like that. And I think I'm going to rub it in. So just rub your blocks against each other. And now there is glue on the whole thing. Just place them on the lines where the blocks touch each other. Not this line, of course. Some more. Okay. Now let's rub into the glue in a non-glue block. Otherwise we should have way too much glue. And this one here too. Just gentle, don't push that hard. Okay, lay this one here. And the last 3 here. Now they should be divided into 3 equal pieces if you try to keep the block here on the center line. Now, if you want to, you can, yeah, it doesn't matter that this isn't completely straight. Oh no, I started moving something. Anyway, just leave it then. If you want to, you can just lay down heavy objects like the Tumbling Tower block package upon here. I still have another one. Oops, that was my phone. I thought it was turned off. The other one here. Now leave this to dry for, yeah, I think half an hour will be enough. And then we're ready to craft further, because then we're going to draw with the circles upon the wood. Okay, it's a couple of minutes later and I'm removing the block packs. Carefully turn them over. Oh yeah, they're good to go. Here they are. This is what they look like from the front. Oh, ha! I put this one on the front. That shouldn't have been. Aye, okay, that was dumb. Now let me see, is this one going to... Yeah, I think we're good. Good to go there. Phew, okay. That was pretty dumb for me. What I want to do next, let me take this one for example, because you can see a little bit better, is that we're going to draw the lines. Let's start off with the biggest circle. I believe it is in the center right now. I'm just going to draw around with a marker. I'm going to do that in a bright color so that I can always see the line while I'm cutting with my saw. It's up to you what kind of saw you want to use. I'm going to use a power saw or a figure saw. There, that's the first one. Then we move over to the second one. I think I'm going to do it like this. There. And the last one, the cup. I think I'm going to redo this one. I'm not completely happy with how it looks. A little bit more upward. Oops. There. Okay, I hope that will work out. Now the last one, I think that's going to be up here. Okay, difficult thing. Do we want to have the more downward one? Then we should try this line. If we want to have the more upward one, then we should try this line. Yeah, it doesn't make that kind of a difference. I think I'm going to use the lower one. Oh, completely in the center. Okay, I think this will be it then. And if not, I can always redraw, no problem. Still in the sketch. Okay, then this is what you get. Circle number 1, circle number 2, and this is the third one. Yeah, I think I'm indeed going to use this line here. I want to have the upper more. You can still see how that will look. Something like this, I think. Like I said, it's just a draw. You can pick which one you like. I think it's hard to pick a favorite one, but I think I'll go for the most upper one. Okay, I'm going to grab my saw. I will saw it outside. So you're not completely able to see what I'm doing, but no problem. I'll be back when everything is sawed. And this one wasn't apparently not completely dry yet somehow. Still gotta wait a little bit longer, I guess. This is how the other one will look. The snowman. This one is completely, yeah, I succeeded in at once, so I would say. And yeah, it's going to be hard to saw it out, maybe or maybe not. Trick is do it calm. and sew around a little bit more than you can. So take care of the wood, and I think I'm first going to start with the smallest one here, so I have the most grip here to hold, because this is the most difficult thing to do, especially here at these angles. So my suggestion would be that you start sewing here like this all the way around, and then cut out here, and you go back in here, stop there, and try to cut there, and do the same thing here and here. I think then you get the smoothest angle that will be possible here in the woodworking. Okay, I'm back with the snowman. This is how they turned out. Not completely smooth as I hoped they would get, especially here. Yeah, something went wrong with sewing, so yeah, that's a little bit of a bummer. But we're going to fix that. I have a file, so I'm going to file all the edges nice and smooth and round, and maybe we can cover this up with an item, letters maybe. Let's find out. Now for the filing, I suggest just start slow, make everything smooth again, and then we're ready to start painting these. Okay, I tried to smoothen it out, and now we can paint the snowman. Yeah, not everything was as smooth as I'd drawn it, but hey, nothing is perfect in nature either. Real snowmen aren't perfectly round too. That's what I keep believing. I have a fresh can of white paint from the construction market, which we're going to use. Oh, a little bit of the dust away. Which we're going to use to paint the snowman into the white color. Now grab yourself a brush and start painting away. Okay, just practice a little bit with the other one before I wanted to show you. You might experience trouble getting your brush here into the center. Now I just have the following trick for that. Just grab some paint. Just stick your brush in between, press a little bit, and move back and forth. And by this, you just paint the inner part. It might ruin your brush. So I'm using an old one. However, these aren't that expensive. Probably 80 or 90 cents, you get a new one. Just back and forth like this. You can check on both sides. Yeah, now it is white. And I'm continuing to do this with the other gaps in between as well, to make sure that we have a nice and white snowman. Now also, depending on the color that you used to draw the lines, I still can see peeping through here. So I think I gotta paint twice, but that doesn't mind, maybe, or most of the paint types, at least here in the Netherlands, cover up better if you give them 2 layers. But you might experience something else, of course. I'm just explaining what I do and what I see. And don't forget the sides as well. They're important too. Here, these sides. Oh, this one isn't completely white yet. And by this, I'm just going to continue. So now, multiple times painted, and this is how it looks. Now, time to give the snowman a little bit more looking like a snowman idea. And therefore I just did some preparations by gluing these blocks together, because we're going to make a hat. And we got to cover up this thing here, because this piece which is missing, this tiny thing here, was so tiny that I couldn't fix it anymore. So we got to cover it up with a hat, and therefore I had the following idea. Just place this one on top, and this here, you can lay that behind the snowman. Now, of course, you got to move up and down a little bit, but I think by doing this, you get a perfect hat, and then you can do the same thing to the other snowman like that. Or you can just make a normal hat like this. Whatever you like, but I think this is more funny, so I prefer this kind of hat. But before we start with the hat, it still needs to be painted. So I'm going to lay these aside and grab some black paint, which I have here. This is chalk paint that Janny, oh, let me show it from this side because the light is better. This is chalk paint that Janny and I like to use a lot. The coverage is really good and it also comes from Action. I believe one can costs about €6, but it lasts super long. Now, I'll first start painting with the sides. And it dries, oh, by the way, really nice and matte. First, let's start with the sides. I like to dab this side here, so you can get every piece of the wood, every pore of the wood covered in the paint. And this side, oh, need some extra paint. This side as well. Moving over here. And when you're done, just wipe away the excess paint. And the last side here can be painted too. And then you go, or yeah, what I like to do then is lay down the block, but do it really quickly to not damage your fingers. Like so. Practice it a little bit if you're not handy at this. Just with a non-painted part of wood, I suppose. Now, do it lightly, otherwise you move the block. Paint it towards this edge. And now comes the most important thing. If I leave it like this, you can see that I painted from two directions. So I always, with this type of paint, draw with the brush straight parts toward one side, covering up the complete block. That's it actually. I'm going to paint the rest too. Let it dry. This stuff dries really quick. Then I'm going to apply it upon the snowman. Okay, the hats are drying. I have them here upon the crafting mat. And here I have, yeah, this is a bag of numbers. And here I have a bag full of letters. Because we still got to do something here about this edge. And I hope that I can apply some letters. So let me just unfold this thing here. Let me see. I want to make down snow and cold. Oh, that's not an O, that's a Q. Let me sort this as, and I'll be back when I have the right letters in front of me because this is quite a lot. Here they are. Still got to move a little bit to place everything into the right position. But now, oh, don't need to bump in then. If you lay that C down right here, don't see it anymore. Really nice option. I'm going to keep these here apart. Oh, come on. Lay down there. And I'm going to put this all back into my bag. Of course, these first. And I have my own solution for it. Just put this in the bag, pull the bag open here near the table, and just scrape everything in. That works the best for me. But if you have suggestions, let me know. Okay, time for some hat making. Let me see which one first. I think the one here with the missing pin. Let me turn this over. And apply wood glue. Oh, I'm going to glue this one too. And apply wood glue here. And here. Now we have that rubbing trick again. Just rub both sides against each other to divide and spread the glue evenly on the surface. Just like this. Now I think I'm going to apply directly. I think this will do. Yeah, I'm going to leave this way, just like so, and then the other side here. With something like this, I guess. About the same height, I think so. Okay, now that sticks pretty well. Let me measure how much glue we need. About this. So a really small row of glue here will do. I think I'm going to do it just like this. Dab real quick. I'm going to let this stick in for just a couple of minutes because this is painted wood. And the other side isn't. This one wasn't painted. Yeah, well, actually on one side, so maybe it doesn't even matter. Okay, let's give it a try then. Carefully gotta lift this thing. Place it in the center. Think about here is okay. And now this side too. Lift, put it underneath, and place the head back in. Voila, that is it. I'm going to let this dry and I'm going to grab a brush because here and there is some glue peeping underneath. And yeah, I'm just going to brush that away. It's a really small piece, but I think you're going to see it if we're not getting rid of it right now. Scrape. And I'm rubbing it off here in this cup that I used for the head, the shape for the head. Okay, now I'll try to keep the damage to the minimum. And I'm going to let this dry. I have no idea how long it will be okay. But then I'll be back when it's dry, of course. And I forgot to manage, maybe it's a good idea to paint this here. You still see white now, to paint that black as well. The heads are done, and I also painted the tops black. So now it looks more like a realistic snowman. Time to start with the face. I recently bought this, wooden pins from Action. This is what they look like, and I thought they would be perfect for the nose of the snowman, but they are way too big compared to his face. So I just got myself wooden beads, which I'm going to wax. This is beeswax, bee stain, however you want to call it. I'm going to do it like that. I always keep my beeswax brushes in the same bag. And what's the smartest way we can do this? Let me see, I have a pencil here. Does it fit inside? Oops. Oh yeah. Oops, that was a little bit too hard. That fits. Okay, now dab your brush into the wax and always use the lid to dab off the most. Now, I'm not going to put it down like this, with the hole up, but like that. So when you stain, leave one space open, otherwise the whole thing won't stick anymore, because once you apply glue over beeswax, that's a really bad combination. That ain't gonna work. So let me see, how much did we do? Oh, here the edges can be done, because you're going to see the edges. And I'm just leaving a small square or circle opened up. Something like this. I hope you can see it. And just dropping it down like so. Okay, that's number one. Now we head up for number two. Just do the same thing. You don't need that much of wax or stain. And ventilate your room while doing this, because this stuff is super heavy, smelly. We got it from the drugstore, and yeah, one jar can last really long. Mostly, ooh, that was not what we wanted. Okay, no harm. Mostly of the elderly people here use this stuff to finish off and protect their oak furniture. That really dark furniture. Okay, I think this is it then for now. Let's remove a little bit too much wax. Yeah, of course. Stay there then. Okay, on top. Oh, still see some parts here that can be waxed. Let's turn it over. Yeah, this side as well. Here a little bit. The other side was okay. Good, now I'm going to put this one in the bag again. This stuff has to dry for quite a time, but after that it's protected super well. And you can also, funny word, if you put beeswax upon wood, you can also hang it outside. Well, not this because it's not completely sealed, but if you're making something with beeswax, this is also waterproof for the outdoor use. Okay, well, I think I'm going to wait. When it's dry, I'm going to get my glue gun and we're ready to make the faces of the snowman. The faces are ready to be drawn. I hope you can see that I already made eyes here and a mouth with pencil. And now I'm going to use a permanent marker to finish everything off. Why I don't use paint? Simply because I'm super bad at painting such small details. So I'm just going to dot where I place dots with pencil to make the mouth. Like so. Now do the other one too. There we have the mouth. Now the eyes, they might be a little bit bigger. Just draw circles. You can also use paint if you're a good painter. Do that, do whatever you like. Jenny and I just like to show you how you can do it. And hopefully we can give you some inspiration. Now, the faces look like this. Super cute. Now it's time to heat up the glue gun so we can attach those beads here in the center as the nose. Okay, hot glue gun is here. Now time to apply a really big dot of glue here in the center. Just make it big. And then you're going to apply this in the center of its face. Like so. If there are any spider webs, just remove those. That's one. Now let's go for number 2. As I said, try to make it really big. There is a spider web again. And place it right where you want it to be. And remove any webs that might occur. Okay, now let me take up this one. I think he looks super cute. He looks really happy too. Okay, now almost there, I guess. Time to start decorating and do the last things. The base is now complete, but of course we want some more details. I have twine here, and I hope that I can wrap it around the top of the hat. But before we're going to start, I need up the glue gun again. And yeah, I'm just going to wrap here, and hopefully I think about here will be okay. For a rustic winter look, I don't think I like really, you know, bright colors from this one. Maybe you associate it a little bit too much with Christmas, while I want these things to be for the winter season. Okay, now let's lay this one away, and we start grabbing scissors. Then we have the heated up glue gun. Let's say here, we start here with a big dot of glue. And then we push the rope in there. And if necessary, that was what the scissors were for, push it really hard inside the glue. That it's really tight. And now you might want to blow until the glue has been cooled down far enough to start wrapping around the twine. No, it's still not completely. Oh, now it's starting to get matte. And then it's cooled down enough. Okay. Now let's wrap and go as far as you want to, or we'll leave it up to you how you want this snowman to look. Personally, I think about this height is okay, and then we go back again. But I really leave that up to you. Do whatever you like, and do whatever you think looks good on your interior or as a gift or whatever you want to have it. Also wrap around a little bit more here near the base, because there are still some parts that need to be covered up as well, parts of wood. And then we can go back on top again. with straight big lines. Now really get that rustic feeling that we were looking for. Okay, oops, just a little bit more. Now I am satisfied with this. Now comes the following thing. I need to glue this down here to the wood. If I glue it down to the twine, that won't do any good. So I'm pushing a really big dot of glue up there. And once again, try to keep the tension and then push in to the dot of glue. Once it has been cooled down, you can clip this off or cut this off, and then you're good to go. So don't push it too far outside. Try to stay inwards. Perfect. Oh, some spider webs here and there. Or are that just some parts of the twine, some fibers of the twine? I think that's what's going on here, because it feels pretty rough. Anyway, this is how the hat looks. I'm quickly going to make the other one as well. Okay, we're almost there. I like to decorate these snowmen. First I thought with the idea of snow and cold, but I have a better idea. I got these ornaments from Action 2. And yeah, they are skis with some fur and an ice snowflake. I thought this would be much more perfect because you can, if you cut off this thing here, you can just simply place them like this. And now they get much more unique than when you just have letters upon them. Not that letters are, not as nice, but I think you don't see this very often. So I'm just going to grab my glue gun and attach glue here and there, and then gently press it. Do the other one as well, because I have 2 of these. And then you have snowmen who are ready to ski. Isn't that funny? And here's the result of today's DIY. Those 2 snowmen. Aren't they cute? Let us know in the comment section what you think about them. And we hope you enjoyed our video of today. We had fun making this, and we hope you had fun as well watching us create these snowmen. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you back again next time. Bye everyone!